Hey guys, I want to talk about mental illness today and how you, as a person, assuming that you're a family member or a friend of someone that has a mental illness, what you can do to help. I think coming from the standpoint where I've been the person who's had to lean on my family members for support while I was going through anxiety, depression, some very low periods. I think it's harder watching from the outside because you have to watch the person struggle with the various stages of accepting that there's something wrong with them, getting help, suffering with their lows. You have to watch all that from the outside and just sort of instinctively want to take care of it for them. The hardest thing is it's a very long process to heal, and you can help, but a lot of it they have to do on their own too. A lot of healing will happen within themselves, and just acknowledging that process from the outside, being there when they need you, being compassionate and responding to the things they say. If the things they say don't make sense, try to stand your ground, and try to bring them back to reality a little bit. Be practical. Um, Say, for instance, someone with a really bad depression disorder says, that was the wrong terminology, with really bad depression says something like, I'm so ugly, I would just be better off dead. If someone says something like that to you, you can kind of reason out of it and say something like, well, you know that's not true underneath it. You are seeing things right now from a difficult spot because you're in one, but I think when you were feeling better, you would probably say something different. Something along those lines, just to kind of validate what they're going through, but also make them know that it's not true. Um, the the best thing my mom did for me in retrospect, as she was helping me through my disorder, was listen to me. That's really all it takes sometimes. Just knowing that someone is going to accept whatever you say, regardless of how crazy it is, and accept it without judging or without kind of trying to make it all better. Just listening. That is such a help. Um, a lot of times you'll want to kind of like maybe shut down what they're saying or be scared of what they're saying, or like not want to hear anymore. And in that moment, it's okay to tell them that. If what they're telling you is too much, just get some common boundaries and say something like, you've been telling me about these thoughts for a long time, and it's really bringing me down too. Um, I don't know if bringing me down is the right way to say it, but basically something like, talking about this is too much for me, or something along those lines. That's okay to say too, but if someone you love is in crisis, you can tell, or they're suffering, definitely reach out. Don't feel like you have to say the right thing, because a lot of times just what you say out of the spur of the moment is more helpful than you realize. Because a lot of times, like the way you react will shed light on something. Or I keep looking at this over here. I have a self-acceptance speech from a time when I was in a group therapy class, and I want to read some of these because they're good. They're helpful, I think. Um, so sometimes this is the section that's standing out to me. Sometimes people do what I'm not expecting them to do. This is coming from the person, the person you love that's suffering. Sometimes they will do things that you're not expecting them to do, and they will do things that to you seem crazy or irrational. Sometimes it seems as if they don't care about getting better, about taking care of themselves, about anything. This is my interpretation of their behavior, and I could be mistaken, and there could be something going on that I don't understand. However, other people have a right to do what they do and to think what they think. Other people's thoughts do not control or define my feelings. Another good tip is to remind them that their illness is separate from their personhood. What I mean by that is they are suffering from something, but it doesn't define them completely or make them a crazy person or anything like that. On a different side note, if you are a person that is having trouble admitting that mental illness even exists and there is something going on with your kid or your loved one or your brother or your sister. Just do the research and try to place yourself in a spot where, I mean, think about the lowest you've ever been. Maybe you were hormonal, or you took you hadn't slept for 2 days. Think about having that going on in your mind for 3 weeks at a time, sometimes four, and not being able to get out of the bed in the morning. And then kind of use that image and to kind of picture what the person that you love is going through. It's not always easy, but I think it really is worth it. And again, it's really important to establish boundaries. If someone is telling you things over and over again consistently that are bothering you, that are upsetting you, and they're bringing you down, you have every right to say so. But if they have things that are really troubling them that they don't know who else to tell, by all means, sit down, listen compassionately with them. Don't be afraid to say the right thing. Be loving, be kind, and you just might get somewhere. All right, bye guys.